What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? We're back with another banger today. And today we got Adam22 hopping on DJ Academics live stream to address the whole situation with HousePhone, Pot Lord, uh, Kiki, and the main reason I want to bring this to you is he's addressing the fact that if HousePhone slept with his wife, if I don't know if y'all remember a couple weeks ago when I made those Reddit exposing videos, there was a link. Where a lady commented on one of it, and she wrote an in-depth post about how she knows Lena and Adam from the past, and they used to be best friends, and she knew that Household slept with Lena. And it was just speculations at this point. No one said anything about it. I just dropped it in the video because I thought it'd be some information that maybe someone knew. A couple weeks later, this thing's coming out. Kiki says that HousePhone slept with Lena, and this is Adam addressing it. But let's get into it. But before we do, drop a like for your boy and show some love. If anything makes you laugh, giggle, resonate, shit. If you just want to show some love, drop a sub, baby. You boys putting in overtime right now, baby. Just show a little bit of love by dropping that sub. Let's go.
Chat. So, salute to Adam. He is joining. Matter of fact, he's in here now, so I'm gonna just get off of this immediately. Everybody on Discord, I'm gonna mute up. It's gonna be just me and Adam. All right, y'all can listen from the stream, or just listen from the stream, please. Adam, what up, bro?
What's up, G? How you doing?
Yo, I'm good, man. Adam, you're doing a pretty impressive. Listen, I used to think I was the heights of controversy, but dog, in the last couple of weeks, I remember every time we sat down together, I'm like, there's been 3,000 things he could ask me about, and there's not that much that I could be like, well, this is salacious with what's going on with you. First and foremost, I want to give you the flowers first. As people keep wanting or hoping that I'm just gonna fucking declare war and go crazy on you, there is admiration and also a lot of respect for what you are trying to build, because I do believe what the format that you're trying to build as independent media, you're kind of doing that first, in a sense where it's like you're just hiring a bunch of people, even though people care about you, right? And you're trying to make a platform of it, kind of like how Complex did it, but you're trying to keep it more authentic than Complex, right? So you're doing kind of like what Complex did, but you're not trying to have the corniness of Complex. You want it to be kind of real. But that comes with a lot of fucking problems that we have seen.
True.
Are you stressed, my guy? Keep it 100.
I guess, yeah, it's been a rough month or so, just especially the house phone thing in particular, just because I think anybody who's really paid attention to the way it all went down is I didn't intend to expose him or anything. And it was just a mistake by one of the editors, but for sure, just knowing that that's had a real negative effect on him, and that he's been super upset about it, even so going so far as to not be on the channel anymore. That's definitely been the worst part for sure.
Wait,
people can say whatever they want, but just because that's my real friend from back in the day before the podcast and shit. So that's definitely just been the tough part for me, and just super upsetting, because I never wanted to have a negative impact on his life, especially given that he lost his mother a few months ago.
Wait, so well, first of all, if I'm gonna say something behind your back on my stream, I'll definitely say it to your face. I watched the whole thing. I felt, and we texted, right? And I believe you. I definitely believe that this was a mistake, right? In terms of editing. I'm going to give you the blame, though, because I think in these situations, you shouldn't have either put out the episode to even get there. But I understand, not understand, but okay, I get putting out the episode, but then you got to do the due diligence to make sure those edits are fine. Yeah, you can fire an editor or blame it on the editor.
In retrospect, I should have either just canceled it or just fucking watched the whole thing and actually made sure that everything was cut out, which, it's that's pretty much how I've handled every controversial thing that's been said on the podcast that needed to be cut out. I always just told the editors to cut it out, and they did it. This is the first time. Well, there's probably been other times, but this is definitely the most significant time that it happened,
Okay, so number one, that drink throwing thing with HousePhone. I texted you and I said, yo, Adam, you got the content right now, my brother. And I can't tell if like after y'all cut the cameras, y'all all dap it up and say, yo, we're making 100 bands today. Or it's real life situations. Regardless, the best reality shows, you never know if it's real or fake. And I've said,
I mean, doing some fake shit for views or whatever sounds like a great idea, given that all of this shit has been like 100% real, 100% like actual people's feelings getting hurt and, you know, actual friendships being seriously affected. I mean, I even had like a person who works in the office ask me if HousePhone throwing the drink was fake. It's like,
really?
just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of people are paranoid, but I don't know. That just, yeah, it's all been real for sure.
Do you enjoy it though?
Yeah.
Hold on. Before I get into that, I had a long conversation with, I don't know how close you are with Van Lathan. And I'm going to be honest.
With who?
Van Lathan.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I think his opinion was a little bit more extreme because, you know, he's definitely pro-black and all this other stuff. He's really woke. And that's my guy, but he's really woke. And I said, well, I can't excuse Adam on certain shit, but I do believe his sensibilities towards certain things might be different. Like, for example, when I was watching you in HousePhone, and I remember pausing the videos, I was watching it live, literally. Or not live, but maybe it's been live. I don't know. I remember saying, I said, all he wants you to do is say, yeah, the editor might have fucked up, but I'm your friend, and I love you, and I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm taking the blame. And there was a lot of deflection. And I'm like, I think Adam, who's a very logical guy, which I've always known you to be, sometimes don't know when to inject the human emotion of just, yeah, I could rationalize or try to give all these things to make it look like I'm not a piece of shit. But really, this person who loves me and looks up to me just wants me to say, I'm sorry. I take responsibility and I'm sorry. And I think that's why that kind of happened.
I felt like I was saying I'm sorry and just apologizing, but it would appear from some of the feedback I got that my apologies could use a little bit of work.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the current status? So after the drink throwing incident, y'all got back on camera. What's the current status of y'all relationship? He did come on here. He was really upset. He got into it with one of so people in my chat. Like, you know, he's very sensitive about that subject being brought up. What's you guys' current relationship?
I haven't seen him or really talked to him since being on camera after the drink throwing incident, which, you know, we like patched it up on there, but it felt like maybe it wasn't really fully patched up. So I haven't really got a chance to talk to him too much since then. So, I mean, he just hasn't really been talking to us. I've seen like a couple of things that he's posted online, so I know he's like around doing shit, but I haven't really. I mean, I would appreciate having a conversation with him at this point, but I'm not really sure where his head's at.
What's his current job status with the company?
I mean, that's kind of it's up in the air. I mean, it would appear that he's kind of over it, but I don't really know because we haven't had a full-on conversation about it, you know?
Okay, if he comes back and he says, you know what, I was really upset. I had to get a couple things, you know, I got to get my anger out, throw in the drink. I kind of got it out of my system. I still want to work for No Jumper. Does he have a job?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, we've definitely had our issues over the years, but I mean, I got nothing but love for him, so for sure I would be open-minded about that. But yo, this is the reason why I wanted to call in. It's because I'm sick of people using this fucking random ass shit from back in the day that is genuinely not something that I've ever felt awkward about against us, as if it's like this super big deal. So I'm going to give you the timeline from back in the day. All right. So I meet Lena. We go on, or we hang out like 2 times. And then after that, we didn't see each other for like a couple months. And then
hold on. You can't skip past it. Did you have sex when y'all met those 2 times?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So we hang out a couple times. And this is like way back in the day, dude. This is like 2016 when we were still downtown.
Okay.
And then but she met HousePhone like through me because like even like the first time we hung out, HousePhone just happened to be there, right? And so me and her are like having nothing to do with each other after that. Like, and then he hangs out with her like a couple months later and they end up sleeping together. And then maybe even like a couple weeks or like a month after that, me and her hang out again. And then from there, we start hanging out more and more. And that kind of like eventually turns us into us dating. So, I mean, I just wanted to put that out there because, to be honest, it was never even like an awkward thing with me and HousePhone. Like, I mean, to be fair, like this was way before I ever even like had him working for No Jumper. Like he had been on a few podcasts and shit, but like this was way before, like I put him on the No Jumper show and like, you know, took him on tour a bunch of times. All that shit was after this. And obviously I knew about it and I started dating Lena and like, you know, fell in love with her and proposed to her and everything. So, I mean, it's just kind of like, I just wanted to air it out and just throw it out there because I'm sick of seeing people like.
I ain't gonna lie, they were starting to hold it over your head a little bit. I'm gonna be honest.
What do you say?
They were trying to hold it over your head because the amount of people who sent it to me and the way everybody's like, it's kind of feel like it's a thing where like everybody's giggling about it and maybe you're not in on the joke, which, you know, I told people, I'm like, at the end of the day,
what's giving it power is just the fact that people are acting like it's this thing that I'm like fucking horrified by, when in reality, I mean, anybody who fucking pays attention to my content knows that I'm a pretty open-minded person sexually. And I mean, me and my girl sleep with different fucking girls every day. And it's just not like like, to be honest, it was never even like this awkward thing between me and HousePhone. It was just kind of whatever. Cause like, I mean, I could probably honestly think of like 10 girls that me and HousePhone both slept with around that time. The Lena thing is just kind of awkward because, you know, obviously I ended up getting married to her.
Okay. All right. Did he tell you? So obviously, well, clearly, and this, you know, I was having a conversation, another separated story that you don't got to do it, but like I was having a conversation with like Freddie Gibbs' ex, right? And I literally was talking to her on the phone twice. Once before I said something online, and the second time after it. And I literally told her, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, yo, Freddie Gibbs dated a girl that was a adult entertainer. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's like, oh yeah, I got a story to tell. I got like some big important stuff. And I wasn't trying to like diminish anything she was trying to say. I'm just like, what the fuck could you tell us about a guy who dated an adult entertainer? Like, tell us. Like, what the fuck could actually be like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? Obviously, I believe when it comes to like even you, right? Like, you know, people know that just sexually and just like how you've moved, it's just not how definitely not how I've moved, but you've never been shy about it. It's not some shit where, you know what I mean? I think the whole HousePhone thing is happening because he never revealed that. I think you're pretty straightforward with all the shit you do. I don't think you're kind of like hiding shit.
Yeah, I mean, and the weird thing about it is like I started seeing Lena before she was a porn star and before I was a porn star. So realistically, like if I wasn't with Lena, I probably would end up being with another porn star. And like every single fucking porn star out there has slept with, you know, a million fucking guys on camera. The only reason why Lena and I have had the kind of thing we have where she hasn't slept with anybody else in like almost 7 years is just because we kind of like got into the industry together, you know? And to be honest, I feel like I could be in a relationship with a girl who had fucked 50 guys on camera. That doesn't really, I'm not really the kind of person that would judge a girl massively by that. It would be kind of almost tempting to judge her just because I know that like my audience would be judging her by that standard. But at the end of the day, you know,
does that affect you?
I care about the fact that
does that affect you?
Slept together back in the day. It's fucking whatever. It's like, this was back in the day. We were partying. It's nothing to me. And it doesn't change anything about the way I feel about her. And it doesn't change anything about the way I feel about him, you know?
Okay. So then I got to ask the question, right? Because so the theory I've realized and hey, Adam, I'm going to give you this advice. I don't even want, when I'm done, you can react to it if you want to, but I'm going to be honest with you. And this is there's no fucking angle to this. I believe about a quarter of what's happening with you and your organization, everything you got going on, that fucking Reddit is disgusting. When I go on there, all they do is try to get y'all to fight. Okay, it's like a gossip mob. You know, I was gonna start supporting my own Reddit, and then I realized, oh, this shit's gonna just try to lead to my own destruction. Fuck it. Discord is way better, but hey, that's up to you. the question I guess I wanted to ask is this, right? Because these are the things that when people want additional drama, they feed in. They're like, number one, did HousePhone tell you that he had sex with Lena before you took her serious?
Before what?
So okay, you start hanging out with Lena, or you hang out with her a couple times, twice. Y'all do whatever y'all do, but it's not nothing serious. You know, she's doing whatever the fuck she does. A couple months later, HousePhone hooks up with her, and then a couple months after that, you hook up back with her again, but now you're kind of feeling her a bit, right?
Right.
Does HousePhone kind of give you the one up to be like, yo, bro, like, you do know I fucked her?
Yeah, actually, he did tell me on some regular shit, like almost like he was just kind of checking to see if I was going to be pissed about it, because even though me and her had only hung out a couple times at first, it was, you know, like people had seen us hanging out, and he kind of like, there was a vibe that we might have something going on, but we weren't really like, we just kind of stopped kicking it. So he definitely hit me up and told me about it just on some friend shit, you know?
Okay. Wait, all right. So you basically know, so there was no fucking secret then. I'm guessing people thought like you didn't know.
It wasn't a secret. It just like, we never talked about it on camera, you know?
Did she also admit it? Like because I'm getting, yo, all these like Reddit people, this is what they're fucking saying, my nigga. They're like, yo, you find out later and you're in a fucking rage because your future wife slept with your employee, which, you know, in the context of maybe other organizations and other friendships and other real life situations, because you have the power over someone in a work environment, when you find out that they've maybe fucked the love of your life and the mother of your kids, maybe now you're then doing shit and act in a way to perhaps take out revenge or make yourself feel okay with the fact that he slept with your woman. So like people were telling me, oh, well, somebody actually donated today, and they were like, oh yeah, Adam's been fucking every girl that has been associated with HousePhone.
That's not actually true. I've like joked around about it, or like there was one girl that I was trying to have on Plug Talk who's like an actual porn star that was kind of like a meme where we would like joke around about her. But I don't think any of the girls he's dated, like I could think of a bunch of girls he's dated, I don't think I ever had anything to do with any of them or like tried to or anything like that. I mean, that's mostly like a joke narrative on the podcast, to be totally honest.
Okay, so the bullshit they told me, oh, you didn't want to invite him to your house or to the baby shower or some other shit.
That's not true. Like, he was at my kid's first birthday party. There's a fucking vlog from it. He's in there like shotgun and White Claws and shit. And
White Claws, ew. Gotta do some Happy Dads, man.
Well,
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not trying to like I understand that I'm not going to be able to stop the narrative of like, oh, Adam is like pissed off about Lena and HousePhone having this history or whatever, because I understand that to most people that would be like a really big deal. But all I'm going to say is like everything I ever did with HousePhone on camera, pretty much besides like, you know, the first year of podcasts on the channel, was after all this. So it's like, you know, I've been on tour with him. I've like, you know, I've done a million different things with this dude, and we've definitely had our difficulties and our issues, which honestly are probably like mostly about him just kind of like not showing up on the podcast and stuff. It was just kind of like not showing up randomly. But that honestly, like, that caused me like a million times more anger, just him like being kind of unprofessional about not coming to the show on time and shit, versus the Lena thing. That was always whatever. It just kind of has grown into this like weird thing that people keep hinting at online as if it's going to be this like devastating blow to me. And in reality, it's like, I've been knowing about this. We just kind of, you know, at a certain point, you just stop talking about it, right? Because like if you and your boy, like if you were in the same situation, yeah, I'm sure at some point you would just kind of like we never had a conversation about like, yo, don't bring that up. But it just kind of became obvious as we got more serious that we're just not going to mention it, you know?
So just asking an obvious question. There was no fucking like, you know, lingering feeling of I must have revenge or embarrass HousePhone because he fucked the mother of my child. That did not happen.
No, because to be honest, if I was mad at him, I would have probably retaliated back in like 2016 when it happened, not in 2023 when, like, you know, it's a far distant memory, you know?
Damn, that's 2016. Yo, that's a long fucking time ago. God
No,
damn.
bro, that's downtown.
Jesus Christ. All right, cool. I guess the next thing I do want to ask you, so you know where we're getting this from, right? So, why do you have and you know, not to get into and maybe some of these things because we are live, you might not want to get into like, you know, like personal or like business wise shit, but why is your fucking employees talking about you and the mother of your child? Like I seen some shit. They got like some yo, we played 2 clips. So we had your security guard on, right? And he said you made a joke about
Former
him.
security guard.
Okay. What's the deal there? What's going on? Because I met you with him. You told me, he was like, yo, this is AD's brother, this is my security. It's like, okay, this motherfucker's tall as hell. I was wondering, does he play a sport? Oh, shit, okay, maybe he's just a tall gangbanger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. Like, for the people who read the Reddit or the people who fucking pay attention to the gossip online, there has been so much shit said and done about the whole Kiki thing. And I've always stayed out of it. Like, I never once commented on his case. I never once
whoa.
What
case?
Well, I mean, everybody knows he has a case, and I'm not even going to describe what the case is.
No. He just came
so
on
respectful.
here, and one of my chat dudes was like saying it was. Is it that case? Because they were saying some sensitive shit. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that case, or I mean, I heard all about it, and
you heard about it and fired him. Be honest.
Huh?
You heard about it and fired him.
Not exactly. Like the firing happened for other reasons, to be honest. But I've barely even talked about it online. Like I've pretty much like haven't said shit about him on the podcast ever. And then the other day we ended up having this extended.
Was he being a creep and no jumper,
news.
Adam? Let's be honest. Was he being a fucking creep?
No, not at no jumper. No, it was nothing like that.
Was he just not getting views?
It wasn't about that because like he was like a security guard and then he started like just doing some podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like, oh, you're not doing views. It was more just, to be totally honest, it was just kind of like unprofessional security stuff was the general gist of it. But again,
I get it. He's trying to get bitches while he's supposed to be guarding your back. I feel you. I've seen that before a lot of times. Don't you worry. You don't got to say it. I'll say it. I see that all the time. Hey, interestingly enough,
but listen, this is all I'm saying is I never have said anything about this situation, largely just out of respect for AD, that I don't want to make AD
are they really brothers
harder than it has to be by talking about his brother, right? But
are they really brothers?
I made this one joke on stream where I said something about No Jumper Sports tatted on my head. I didn't even say his name. It was just like a joke about the concept of getting a tattoo on my head, and he fucking lost it. So I'm not trying to like throw more fire on this or whatever, but
Adam, I would lose it too if I tattooed your brand on my side of my head and you're now joking about it when I get fired.
Well,
I tattooed your
to do that. I don't have a No Jumper tattoo.
Word?
Nobody does, I don't think. I mean, some fans do probably, but like, I mean, nobody in the office does that I know of. Maybe we should, honestly. That would probably be a good idea, but
what did you tell? No, Adam. You manipulate that nigga to get a No Jumper tattoo, then you clown him later, man. Come on,
bro. I found out about it on Instagram. It was not my idea. I had nothing to do with it.
You're lying.
I am absolutely not lying.
Oh, interesting. Anyway, yo, so is that a conflict of interest? He's you said his stepbrothers with AD. You and AD seem to be pretty cool, bro. Like this seems like just it's kind of like trying to drive a wedge in between it. How do y'all try to maintain what the fuck y'all doing without kind of like crossing lines, I guess?
I mean, a lot of this shit is like shit that shouldn't even have to be said publicly or whatever. And obviously AD doesn't like to see me and Kiki fighting, but I'm sure he understands. And he also, AD's listening to this right now thinking, oh, Adam ain't saying nothing that he could be saying. So, I mean, whatever.
Oh, so there's worship. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, I don't know about that situation. Okay. You fired a couple niggas this week, man. You said HousePhone, it's not a firing, but he might just not come back.
I mean, that's really up to him. I got to like talk to him at some point, but you know, he didn't show up last week for his live show. So I'm going to assume I'm going to take that at face value.
What about uh, what about Porta Potty and Blastoise? What happened with them?
Who's Porta Potty?
Oh, Pot Lord. That's my bad. My bad, nigga. I don't, bro. Yo, Adam, you introduced too many people on camera, gang. Like, yo, okay, Porta. No, I mean Pot Lord, nigga. What the fuck did you? Why is his name Pot Lord?
I guess he
Is he a
smokes
cook?
so much weed. He's the Lord of Pot. I don't know, but either way,
Oh,
I gotta
Lord
go
of
to
Pot.
this
Okay,
fucking
okay, it went
Super
over my head. Yo, Pot Lord. I don't smoke. Don't beef with me. Beef with Adam. Okay.
I'm going to this Super Bowl party in a moment, but I'll say Pot Lord was just like HousePhone's friend that was kind of around, and he was always trying to like get on the podcast and do whatever, and we never really liked him on camera. So we told him that we didn't want him on camera anymore, and he fucking did the usual clout chaser shit and went on live stream for 8 hours talking about us. And
Okay, we can move on.
whatever.
And
And
then the other
Blasey is like a legendary. Well, he's young, but he's like this super talented clothing designer slash designer.
I was trying to do merch and people kept mentioning his name. He's really good.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah, you should work with him. Tons of huge artists have done shit with him, but he was always co-host. Like he was basically the foundation of the Disconnected thing on Thursday with HousePhone. So I think for him it was kind of like as soon as HousePhone wasn't showing up, he was over it, which is really like, I mean, that's definitely, besides just the fact that me and HousePhone have this fucking
it's called loyalty
wedge between us. That's probably the worst thing that's come out of all this is just the relationship with Blasey getting fucked up because he's like unbelievable. So I mean, I probably sound like a total dick rider, but I do just got to show love to him because he's a fucking great guy.
Okay, that's loyalty shit. Hey, just because I seen some people say it, and I agree with you because people really probably don't know the fucking like how actual business works. Allegedly, well, not allegedly. I seen the fucking clip. You said that one of them shows you canceling wasn't making no money or whatever the case is. Everybody thinks you're capping. Everybody thinks that there's like millions of dollars coming in for every show you got going on, which I'll just let you speak on it. But I think you would basically say you wasn't making money off a particular show and you were losing money.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. Like in terms of live streaming content, and I'm sure you know this. It's like,
of course I know this.
These days, this shit gets demonetized so bad. But I shouldn't even mention that in the conversation about Disconnected because reality is like if it was losing money, or it's like basically exactly the same as like most of the other podcasts on the channel where you don't really make shit off YouTube ads, but then the fucking if you get sponsors and shit that could make up for it. So I mean, I don't even want to put that narrative. I think I mentioned that, but that's more of like a blanket statement about where being a YouTuber is going as a business, where it used to kind of make sense for us to just be on live stream just talking for hours and hours because you were getting more money off YouTube from it, but now the shit is all fucked up. So I mean, it's kind of making us reconsider like doing everything live, and maybe we should start pre-recording more shit like we do for the interviews,
Yeah. Right now we're definitely in a clipping like what they call it, meta or whatever the case is. All right, get it. Chat, any more questions? Because my man got to go to he got to go to the Super Bowl party. We're also about to get the fuck off here because I know we're probably gonna lose viewers just because niggas want to watch the Super Bowl. Ask me. I'll give y'all a minute to ask any questions.
The one thing, the last thing I'm gonna say before I dip though is I just want to not apologize to my girl because I told her I think that me just hollering at you and just being real about it was probably the best way to get this shit out in the open. But like, she is a mom. She is like to herself. She doesn't engage with any of this fucking drama. So I just want to acknowledge that I feel bad for the fact that she's got to have her fucking name wrapped up in this shit sometimes because she's just like in such a different place in her life with being a mom and just like enjoying herself that I feel bad that any of this fucking drama shit comes back to have anything to do with her because she's just like, she's a really amazing person despite anything that might have ever been thrown out there,
And by the way, also, I felt like people were trying to just like send me off on a dummy mission, but I'm like, I've acknowledged it before. I say, yo, listen, I think one of the dopest things Adam has ever done. Me and him, we had a conversation. He vocalized that, hey, listen, certain things with his family. He, it's a protected thing. It's like I have a relationship with Vlad. I know certain things, or me and Vlad might talk about certain things that will never make it to air. And it's always important when you have, business relationships or people who you might consider associates or friends, you got to draw that line. So I was glad when you drew that line. I'm going to tell you why. Because I know when me and you were going at it for a while, I was trying to draw that line. I was trying to be like, yo, certain things I feel offended by, and I'm glad I know what you feel offended by. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. People are going to talk. Hey, real quick. Sharp and Whack 100. I think Sharp was going at me. Big homie Whack 100 jumped in. Are you going to open the back up that my man Sharp could catch a fade with Whack 100? What's going on?
I mean, I'm going to do whatever Sharp wants to do, but I just, Sharp's my brother.
What about what Whack want to do, though? He got the Pyrus over there.
Yeah, but Sharp works for me, so I got to really show him.
No, Sharp said he's not an employee now.
Try to keep the Pyrus at bay,
No, Sharp said he don't work for you. He said he's a what he said, a partner or some shit.
No, I'm gonna be real with you though. Like we listen, we have the kind of arrangement where, I mean, I've never paid on-air talent like the way I pay Sharp. I'll put it that way. Like you
might have paid him more, but you still paid him like an employee.
Unbelievably valuable to the company.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Does he have any ownership stake in No Jumper?
No.
Does he have any ownership stake in the Sharp Tank? Which means whatever comes in via revenue, endorsements, advertisement, it all get bust down because he's a owner of the show that he's on your platform with. Yes or no?
That content is currently appearing on the No Jumper channel, and Sharp for the rest of his life will make money off of that content.
So he has a revenue split like everybody else, which I've done with many companies before. He's still an employee. But yo, Adam, I've been trying to really educate people saying, yo, being an employee is just not a fucking bad thing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's people, and I'm not gonna get into how much you pay people or how much you don't. I know, there's people who, when I tell other people in the same industry what I pay, they're like, why do you pay that much? I hope those people don't walk out the door and be like, oh, I'm not no employee of academics, I'm a boss. There's no shame in being an employee. Like,
yeah, because bro, like I started my whole fucking podcast operation from the ground up, whatever. But like with you and Spotify, I mean, it's very easy for me to see how that was a advantageous situation for you to get into, not having, getting all this upfront money, not having to deal with all this bullshit, and then you have like one of the
Adam, I'm a whole employee there, brother, whole employee. You won't see me.
But that's what I'm saying is you basically have one of the biggest corporations in the world heavily invested in your success. So that is in and of itself, that's a really good thing. So, I mean, it's weird for people to be like talking about the employee thing because there's plenty of people that I would like to be a fucking employee for, even at this stage of my life. It's like there's nothing shameful about that at all.
Hey, by the way, I'm not trying to front my moves because we got some negotiations and talking going on. Some of these gambling companies are giving out 9-figure deals for content. You think that my fucking ego is going to say, nah, I don't want that. I want to be a boss. So I'm not. Hey, listen. Hey, at the end of the day, I've always said, I'm a boss over what I got, but I'm an employee over some other places. It's all good. All right, chat. We asked about Sharp. I know he got to go. The Super Bowl's going on. Any other thing? Yeah. We asked about Sharp. Anything else?
Nah, I got I'm out. Appreciate you, dog.
No, wait. No. Destiny. What's your relationship with Destiny? You actually put me on Destiny.
We're just friends, like he does content on the channel once in a while. We have a few debates lined up for him on the channel in the near future, so that's going to be wild.
And by the way, this is another thing too, which I think people might not know to the aspect of our relationship. Like, you've put me onto some of these who be like, yo, I had this guy on my platform. He's pretty good at debating or blah, blah, blah. You should sit with him. And I'll go watch the interview on your shit and be like, oh, okay, this person's reasonable. Shit, this person could probably, do some good content. So it is what it is. Hey,
I mean, I'm just like a Destiny mega fan. So the only reason why I said that was because I just actually, as a fan, would like to see you guys have a conversation. So hopefully that does happen.
No. Hey, would you host it? Well, I don't think we would have a debate.
Oh, I would host it. Yeah, because you were talking about him sucking dick and all this shit that one time.
No, I didn't say. No. I said it's impossible for people to take your advice on male and female dynamics completely serious when you admit to actually slurping down a cock. Like,
wait,
that's just
have you seen his girl?
No, his girl is beautiful, but I heard he lets his girl fuck other niggas. Bro, like, people ain't gonna listen to that.
He's a freaky dude, just like me, but I don't go that freaky with it. But
yo, Adam, listen, and you a wild boy. I know the reason why they keep trying to mention it. Yo, Adam, would you ever let Lena? You will never let Lena do a scene with another guy over your dead body. I know why. Because as freaky as the fuck you are, that's the mother of your child, and That's your family. And y'all don't have to do it. Y'all not upstarts no more. Yeah, maybe the freaky day back in the past, but that's a dub. You know that's a fact, and we all know it. So again, people do take these things into consideration. That's why me and Destiny would have a good conversation because, you know, I think most people, if they had leverage, they wouldn't be doing what he was doing. And not that that's my only point of conversation with him, because I do think he has some great points, but we'll figure it out. Hey, last question. Is Sharp on a 1099 or a W-2?
I don't do the accounting, so I have no idea. I have to go.
Love it.
Appreciate
Peace, brother. Oh, man. Yo, Sharp, we'll cut your whole lunch break, nigga. You keep fucking around, boy. Oh, man. Holy. Chat. Now I got.
That was crazy. So I mean, hey, I don't want to say hate to say it, but I told you so. I told everybody in here, damn, your boy was right. 2 weeks ago we made these predictions and hey, it came to light, you know. Not even came to light. Adam was forced to talk about it because it got exposed and you know, he ended up talking about it. I mean, I thought he was gonna address the pedo allegations, the you know, the abusing women allegations. No, he didn't. You know, he didn't want to talk about that. He wants to talk about if HousePhone slept with his wife, which is still. I mean, hey, at least he, you know, hey, he admitted it. I mean, he could have hid it. At the end of the day, HousePhone is a real one for keeping it solid, though. If you can see, academics asked, "Did HousePhone tell you about it?" He told him, "Yeah, he did." And I mean, HousePhone kept it solid. He never told nobody about nothing, bro. And I mean, you know, I don't know if HousePhone would go back and work with them, but Adam did say the offer is on the table. So, man, I mean, what do y'all think? Would that be a kick in his face to take that job back after all the things that happened to him? And you know, his homie left, Potlord got fired. I don't know, man. I don't think HousePhone will come back now. At first, I did. I'm gonna keep it all the way Jewish. I was like, you know, oh, HousePhone, he's just gonna take that hit and keep that shit pushing. And everybody quit, and all these things is happening. It's like, damn, he don't got a show there no more. So, like, you know, obviously he has a Tuesday show, but is he gonna do that? I don't know. And then it seemed the way Adam responds kind of seems like whenever he says, "Well, we'll talk about it," as in like he said, yeah, he'll let HousePhone come back, but they got to talk about it. So I don't know if he, you know, Adam's on some comeback type shit either now after all this has happened. But HousePhone kept it real, kept his mouth shut. I mean, he was supposed to go expose him maybe like 2 days ago. He made a post saying, "We're gonna go on live. We're gonna talk about everything," and he never went on live. You know, Potler went on live. He went on Ace Boy's stream and HousePhone's kept it quiet, so maybe he's just trying to let this shit blow out of the way and then come back to work with them. But I don't know. But that is crazy. I did tell y'all, your boy got it here first. You know what I'm saying, baby? Hey, thank Reddit too. Reddit be helping me out like crazy. All the videos that I be pumping out sometimes, hey, like I get a lot of information from them. I put two and two together and we just start going through this shit, baby. But let me know what y'all think. Drop a like and a comment in the box below. Holla back at your boy.